Greetings, everybody. Apparently, we're live, so I'm going to caveat this right at the start. I'm using this mic, so hopefully you can hear me. Oh, it's just catching up on there now. Oh dear, what sort of freaky hat is that? It's got ears and everything. I might just do a bit of a song just until other people join, if anybody's gonna join. So excuse me, because my voice is knackered and I'm a bit crap anyway, and I don't know whether anybody will recognise it, but we'll give it a go. And I might mess it up because I always forget chords. If I had to lose my mind, if I had to touch feelings, I would lose my soul the way I do. I don't have to think, I only have to do it. The results are always perfect, that's old news. Would you like to hear my voice, sweeping with emotion, reinvented at your birth? Oh, I can see the end of me, my whole expanse. I cannot see, formulate infinity, start deep inside me, formulate infinity. If I had to lose my mind, if I had to touch feelings, I would lose my soul the way I do. I don't have to think, I only have to do it. Results are always perfect, that's old news. Would you like to hear my voice, sprinkle with emotion, reinvented at your birth? And I can see the end of me, my whole expanse. I cannot see, formulate infinity, story deep inside me. Formulate infinity, story deep inside me. Formulate infinity, story deep inside me. There you go. This hat is so bloody warm, it was a bad idea. Oh, crikey. Oh, let's ditch that. Let's pick this up. Hopefully, not everybody's left now. Oh dear. Let's have a tasteful side comb over parting thing like this. And let's have a drink of wine. This is the first wine I've drank in over a week, and it tastes a bit weird, quite honestly. Oh, right then, there we go. Jesus, it's warm now. Right then, let's have a look. Excuse me. Let's have a look who we have in the chat today. So Jimmy Quinn was in like 2 hours early. I don't know whether he's back in now, but greetings, Jimmy Quinn. Thank you for joining so early. And then we have Ujudge. I've not seen you for a while, Ujudge. I hope you're well and enjoying your life after telling me that you didn't love me anymore. We've got Rob from Beards and Bangers, who says, "Good evening." Oh, I can't do it, Rob. My voice won't do it. Did you look up the Bert, where's my dinner thing? Oh, it's Burke actually, not Bert. I think I put Bert before. It's Burke, where's my dinner? But not in that accent because that didn't sound right either. Mark's here. Hey up, Bad Books. How you doing? Hope you're well. Stu's here. Good evening, Stu. Glad you could make it. I did pinch you out, oh Judge. There you go. Mark says, what a treat. Very impressive. Thank you. You're welcome. And I like the Basil Brush tribute hat as well. I love that hat. It's just too warm to wear it in here. I thought I'd get away with it, but obviously no. My body cannot cope with temperature anymore. Rob says that was great. Thank you. Stu says nice tune. Yeah, cool. Does anybody recognise it? The tune? I don't suspect. Oh, actually, I don't know. It's one of them bands that if you know, you know, and if you know some popular bands from the early to mid 90s, you'd possibly know. There's some clues. If you don't, never mind. Judge says, stop spreading false rumours about me not loving you. I didn't say it, you said it, Judge. Dick Dastardly. Where's Norman? To be honest, Dick, I were going to put that tunic thing up. I think I've put it in garage now. I might actually be in Margaret. I think I might have not took it out from when we went to Project Nigel meet. I think it's in boot. Well, it's perfect opportunity now, Rob, to look up trapdoor. I assume everybody knows what trapdoor is. I assume when you drive anywhere near Bromsgrove, there's a massive welcome to Bromsgrove, home of trapdoor, and there's a picture of Burke and Drutt and Boney, because they're the three characters that you need to be looking out for, and see if you can work out what Drutt's name comes from. You should get yourself one, Mark. It is an amazing hat. They were about, I'm going to say about 5 years ago. It might be a bit longer than that now, when they were all the trend, and they were like, you'd walk into Sheffield and Christmas market thing, they'd be like, every other stall would be selling big furry hats like that. So I got a Judge one. You look blurry to me. Do I look blurry to anybody else? I don't look blurry on my screen. And it keeps focusing in and out, so maybe that's what it's doing there. Maybe it's focusing on this thing. Rob. I didn't see that on the sign. I was more concerned that the hotel has 2 security guards. Surely, Rob. Surely the security guards have been hired especially to protect the Rovers and MGs that will be in the car park because of Pole being tomorrow. Surely that's why the security guard's there. Oh my God, Stu. Bromsgrove is the sort of place that makes Cannock look hospitable. Is Cannock not a very good place either then? I'm sure we know somebody that lives or lived in Cannock. maybe that's why they don't live there anymore. Has everybody seen? Bloody hell! Oh, I've not plugged these. Hang on, we're losing full effect here. What a hairy pudding. Here we go. Oh, that's better. Oh, is it a bit blurry now, Stu? These lights are going to mess it up, I think. Excuse me while we sort out some small technical difficulties. See if that helps. No, it's terrible, says Stu. Rob says there are 5 MG Rover cars here. Only one Tourer? Only one Tourer? What's going on? Let me try and sort this blurry thing out for Juju. I don't know what it is, I don't know what it can be. Maybe if I do that. So it's focusing more over there. Is that any better? Is it blurry to anybody else, or is it just Juju that's, I don't know, got Vaseline in her face? You aren't blurry. See, I'm not blurry. Rob says I'm not blurry. See, this is another byproduct of Juju not loving me anymore. So there we go. You just have to live with it. Right, let's go back to the hard-hitting fact that Rob put out there, that there's 5 MG Rover cars there, but only one Tourer. Well, I'm trying to figure out how I can fit that fact into it being the year of the Tourer thing, and I'm struggling. Maybe there's only one Tourer there because all the rest have organised themselves into a separate convoy gathering there tomorrow to represent each step on 2023 being the year of the Tourer. Maybe that's it. Maybe because it's the year of the Tourer, they're all congregating together and are arriving in one lump. Maybe. Stu says is Pride of I nearly said Pride of London. Oh dear. Pride of Longbridge tomorrow or Sunday? Is tomorrow. It is quite tomorrowish. And I wish I was going. Boo-hoo. Jimmy Quinn is here. So, hi. It looks like a Christmas grotto with a very bad Father Christmas. I mean, Celavi, you can only try, can't you? Mark says, you are no more blurry than normal. Am I normally blurry? That's worrying. Mark also points out what I should have said is the tourers will be touring, obviously. Oh, Rob, that's quite interesting. The said Tourer has a ZT front end and a 75 rear end. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I like that. Like having a, I don't know. I think if it's a 75, it should have 75 bumpers on it. If you're going to start putting MG bumpers on it, you might as well have just put a ZT in the first place. Jimmy Quinn says, when do an estate car become a Tourer and then vomits? I hope you're feeling all right there, Jimmy. I don't know, to be honest. I always thought the Rovers were called Tourers, weren't they? And then the Imprezas were sports wagons. I don't know, actually. I can't think of any that are different. Don't Peugeot call their sports wagons as well? Or is that station wagons? I don't know, there's loads of names, but I'm just going to say Tourer because it sounds better. And it sounds like, well, the Rover should be a Tourer, shouldn't it? It shouldn't be a sports wagon. You wouldn't have a Rover 75 sports wagon. You'd have a ZTT. Although that's a Tourer. I'm surprised they didn't call them ZT GTs. But there again, that wouldn't work either, would it? Oh, I don't know. It's all confusing. It's all very confusing. So, how was your trip up there, Rob? I hope it wasn't excuse me, wasn't too much of a strain on the old clutch. And what's everybody else been up to since? Oh, when did I do a stream? Did I do a stream last week? What day is it? I don't know what's going on anymore. Friday, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Just tell me what you've been up to. I've not got any topics to talk about today, so it's all what you guys can throw at me, basically. Stu says the Subaru Legacy is a sports tourer just to confuse us more. I suppose it's the size then, isn't it? Going on that, you'd think it's the size of car that it changes from an estate to a tourer. Because like if the Impreza is a sports wagon, yeah, it should be a Rover 75 estate. And Stu agrees with Jimmy with that. They both think it should be a Rover 75 estate, and you're quite welcome to think that. I mean, I'm happy with the Tourer because it's just something that I can't not say now. I've said it so many times. I tried making some stickers. I bought a sticker cutting machine that I've had to order some new blades for because the one that came with it were obviously cracked because it can't cut through vinyl. But I tried making some stickers, so I planned on having a few stickers that said 2023, the year of the tour. I know we're going to hand them out tomorrow, but since I'm not going, it's not really much of a problem anyway, is it? Rob says, well, I got there, here. Clutch is not good. However, a nice dinner with Max from Discount MG and Rover Spares. I'm sure I've bought something from them before. Rob. His sports tourer a bit like Alan Partridge's sports casual. That's a classic programme, that. It's one of those, I think Alan Partridge is one of them where you can, or I can, go back and watch him again and again on there. Sometimes I'll put one on and I'll just, it'll just be on as like background noise on there. But I think his best one, from my point of view, is Saxondale. That just everything about Saxondale just appeals to me. Like, he's an ex-roadie, he's into metal, all his friends are like proper rock heads. He's like there's like a cool guy in his own little world, but then other people always seem to be doing better than him, and it gets him a bit angsty, and then he always gets an upper hand. And yeah, Saxondale, I think, is best one. Plus, it's got that Hocus Pocus by Focus track title for the intro music, and he drives around in a Mustang. Evening Black Lines, hope you're doing all right. Welcome to the what day is it again? Friday. Welcome to the Friday mumblings of my good self. You missed the hat. Maybe you'll have to watch it back on replay to see the beginning. We're just discussing. Stu and Jimmy were just telling everybody in the world that we should be. I am just about Black Lines. That we shouldn't be calling Rover 75 Tourers. We should be calling them Rover 75 Estates. They shouldn't be Tourers. They should be Estates. And I was saying that's fine if that's what people want to call them, but I prefer Tourer. Well, there's loads of other ones, isn't there? So we've had Sports Wagon, Sports Tourer, Tourer Estate, Station Wagon, Shooting Brake, maybe, Bread Van-ish. What else have we had? That's like 7 different names. I think I might have seen that one, Black Lines. Oh, no, it's not that one I've seen. But that would be nice. The Rover 75 Shooting Brake. Why not? Why not? Why not just put them all on there? In fact, maybe that's what I'll rebadge Henny, and what I'll do, I'll put on back. It'll have Rover. It'll have 75, and then underneath I'll put Tourer /estate / and then just all these names of stuff, and then you can just pick whichever one you want. Then I'm actually considering debadging back end of Henny, even if it's just while I sort all paint work out. Excuse me. Mark says, I did an oil change on Mrs. B's Honda Jazz tonight. right faff compared to the MX-5 or Polo. And then it rained, and the garage floor directed rain all over the Jazz and garage floor. Nice. Yeah, mine does. My garage door does that. You can open it. You can open it, which is good, but you can open it too much, so then it starts leaning in. So then it catches all rain on this half and just drips it all over the front of Margaret that half. So I have to remember if it's raining to open it and then close it a little bit. It all runs back out again. Oh, the things you have to do with garage doors. You have to just Black Lines and Rob. Just remind Julie that's what she needs to add to my Christmas list for next year. A Rover, an MG ZTT V8. Although it has, yeah, that'll do. I mean, I'll settle for a V6 one, to be honest. I'm not fussy. What were we going to say? I can't remember what we're going to say. Who is going to poll then this weekend? I mean, I know Rob technically is not going to poll this weekend because he's already really there in a way. But who else is off to Pride of Longbridge? And is anybody picking Boaty up on the way down? Because I know he really wants to go to Pride of Longbridge, but I don't think he can afford to get down there. Might be worth, if anybody's driving like past Chesterfield on the way down, might be best just like making a diversion on your way down at like, well, what's it? Depends what time you're getting there. It's gonna have to be sort of 7ish, isn't it? Or 8ish when you're going past his house. And just knock him up. See if he wants to come down. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So yeah, lots of stuff going on, isn't there, this weekend? So there's the Pride of Longbridge tomorrow, which looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully, that field's not all mushed up. Oh, I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I apologise for any vibrating noises. What we're going to say? Yeah, so the Pride of Longbridge, which looks like it's going to be quite busy. I'm quite looking forward to some of the videos, actually, because the only thing I've seen of it was when I was looking at BRMs last year, and there were a load of BRMs there, and somebody had filmed something and put up as a BRM thing. So yeah, that's the only thing I've really seen about it. I wish I were there because I had some really cool ideas of what to film and things to do and little games I'd got planned and stuff. So I'll have to do them another time. But yeah, it's all right. It's not too big of a deal. Blackline says, I think he was more concerned about getting back for work on the evening. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, if he needs to get back for work in the evening, he just sets off back home early, doesn't he? He's not tied there. I think it's his. Maybe it's his. Well, oh no, he's got that boo anti now. I'm going to say maybe it's his concern is the car's getting him back. Mark says he's going to Paul. Oh yeah, you said, didn't you, Mark? You said you got to park in the paupers car park. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to seeing stuff on there. Oh, is it NAMM as well this weekend? I'm so out of touch with music and stuff, musicy stuff. Yeah, since I've got project cars, all my money's going in them, so I've not even got money to dream about getting nice guitars and new pedals and stuff. Although, and I've not tried it out yet, but it is an effect pedal that I've been missing from my armory, which is going to be really useful. Julie bought me an Iron Curtain pedal for my birthday, which is basically a noise gate. So it means that not only will I be able to hopefully record stuff without having to add a noise gate on the software all the time to cut out any buzzing and things, because the room that I record in, this room, it's really noisy electrically. So if I'm recording guitars and I'm facing laptop, or if I'm facing that direction where sockets and stuff, it's like it picks up loads of noise. So having that noise gate on the actual guitar board will be really useful. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that. Also, be able to play like chunky, fast riffs without there being loads of fingering noise in between. Black Lion says, I wonder what the weather's going to be like. It's been pouring down all day here near Doncaster. Yeah, it's been the same here, to be honest, Black Lions. That's exactly what I was thinking. I hope it's not going to be like a big mud bath. It's like, I don't know whether any of you have been to Motorist. I always bang, every time anybody mentions Muddy Fields, I'm always like, we've been to Motorist, it's ridiculous. Last time we went, I think it was like New Year's Day meet. It had been raining and it filled up super fast. Like they filled up all the parking space bits, all the like tarmac bits, and then all the bits that is just gravel that's got big potholes and stuff in it, that got filled up. And then they were I don't know whether they were directing, I think that might have been a problem. People were trying to park on grass, but they just ended up wheel spinning up and down it, and it just completely wrecked it. So they need to sort themselves out doing stuff like that. It seems like they spent loads of money on the actual venue bit, because I assume that's what they've borrowed the money against, maybe, like to build the bar and the restaurant and the conference area and stuff. But then they've got the smallest amount of tarmac parking, and the rest of it's just crap. So they need to sort out that rest of it bit. Obviously, they don't want to tarmac it all, but they need to do something that means it's not just wrecked as soon as it gets wet. Come on, motorists, sort yourselves out. Also, I think they might have started having trouble where one thing is people seem to queue up before it's opened so they can get their tarmac car park spaces, because like literally it's always full by the time I get there. And yeah, it seems like people queue up because they've been asking people not to queue up before it opens. And they've also been reminding people to be respectful when they enter and leave the venue. So I reckon they've had a load of boy racer people revving their engines and going really fast. And yeah, what we don't want is the minority spoiling it for everybody, because if it starts being silly like that, or there's an accident, which there will be if people are pissing about, at some point there's going to be an accident. There's going to be something that not closes it down, but restricts how many people can be there or whatever. And yeah, we don't want the minority spoiling it for everybody. All right now, Simon, shut up. You sound like a right whingy old bugger. Oh dear. Black Line says, I own four guitars and can play none of them. Optimism won that one. What have you got, Black Lions? I'm very interested. I went through a thing where I wanted sort of like one of every style, so like different pickup configurations and different body styles, and yeah, basically one of every style on there, but not necessarily like the key brands for each one. But I've kind of last year I got rid of a Jazzmaster, which was no, I didn't. A Jaguar, which was nice, but I just didn't gel with it. And an Epiphone semi hollow, which was nice, but again, I just didn't use it. Mark says my MX-5 is great for non-wet grass. Yeah, I bet it is. I've not took Margaret on anything skiddy, it's a bit annoying because as soon as it snows, I think, oh, I'll be right good to take Margaret out in this snow. But to get away from our house, I've got to go up a really steep hill. So as soon as it snows, I'm stuck anyway. So Oh, Judge looks like she's come up with an idea. Judge says you could organise a Pride of Hoyland event and put all your Hot Wheels on our muddy garden, and you could put some Lego characters and pretend they're everyone from the community. Yeah, I could do, couldn't I? Oh God, I'm not going to do that. When you say put all your Hot Wheels, most of them are in boxes. I'm not taking them out of boxes. Got some nice ones. I've got the Homer Simpson designed car with a little bubble top and stuff, and then I've got Homer's normal car. I've got a couple of DeLoreans, I think. I've got the Ghostbusters truck. I've got a little mini Clubman van. Is it a Clubman van? Might just be a normal Bellnose van, I can't remember. I think I've got two of them because I've got one in different colours. Blackline says, I have no idea what they are. 3 acoustics and an electric guitar. That is the extent of my knowledge that are on the wall. Well, at least they're getting used for being on your wall and stuff. That's worth having them, isn't it? And the thing I always say, because before I started playing guitar, I had a guitar for like 3 or 4 years, and I just picked it up every so often, but I wasn't that interested. And then one day I just became more interested and carried on playing and learnt it from there. So while you've got them, it's obviously something that interests you to have them in the first place and still have them on your wall. So at some point you're going to be motivated enough to pick them up and play about. Even if it's just making sounds and noises and stuff, that's the best way of doing it. Especially, obviously, with electric guitars, because you've got loads of effects pedals. When you get into effects pedals, that's when it starts getting interesting. Because there's a whole world of weird sounds out there. Now then, so Udgy's pointed out another message for me, but I can't see that other message there. In fact, hang on, I might be on. Let me see if it changes when I change this to live chat. I can see it now. I think it's because I had it on top chat, Udge. So now it's on live chat. I can see that. So Blackline says, I hate meets when there's dicking about. That's why I stopped going to them. Yeah, and it is a bit crap, isn't it? And it always seems to be. Oh, I'm not going to say it because it just sounds like I'm being fruity or salty even. But it always seems to be people that have got loads of money to buy really nice cars, and then they just go to show off. And I think the thing that spoils it is because then everybody thinks that that's what everybody with a car like that is like. And quite honestly, when I go to a show, I'm not going there to show off my car. And I'm not going there to impress people. I'm going there to see loads of different cars in one place that are interesting. I don't care whether my car's... Well, obviously, I'd try and keep it clean because you don't want people getting mucky looking at your car if that's what they want to do. But I'm not all about making it polished to the nth degree because, say, Margaret's not the best one, Henny's not the best one, so it's just a car, isn't it? Stu says some larking in a BMW M1 something sending it are often the cause of idioticness. It is true. It's rear-wheel drive cars with people that don't appreciate what can happen in a rear-wheel drive car, I think. Blackline says, I am interested. I just never seem to have the time at the moment. I like to have a block of time to learn something, not just 10 minutes here and there. No, that is a good point. Why is this light? Oh, it is. Again, apologies for the vibrating noise. Yeah, I mean with the guitar stuff, yeah, it is good to have. It is good to have time. It's like when we do band practice. If we have a 2-hour practice, it's about enough time to get there, get set up, run through what we've already done, which is only like 5 or 6 songs, really. a couple of times or 2 or 3 times each and talk about them in between, and then we've got to pack up again. Whereas if we get 4 hours, we get to run through them, have a bit of a break, and then write another couple, run through them a few times, and then go through everything, and then that's it. So yeah, it is better when you've got a chunk of time. When you've already learned and you're just noodling about, 10 minutes here and there can be quite nice, because it's not too much of a commitment. Not too much of a commitment brain wise. Oh my god, there's loads of things. Oh no, there aren't loads, there's just a few. Bad Book says to Stu, on YouTube there was a BMW hit a tree at a meet in Scotland. The tool crippled his girlfriend. What a spanner. What, Rob? And Rob, what are you basing this on? City Rovers drivers are troublemakers as well. It's always the quiet ones. Black Lines rightly points out that's because they're angry at the universe for cursing them with the City Rover. Oh no. Blooming heck. And then Mark points out to Rob. Oh, I thought you'd said that the thingy. All right, let's start again. Mark points out says to Rob, "Is the City Rover Enthusiast Club at Poll tomorrow?" I hope there's such a thing. Oh my God, Stu says, "Yes, it is." Oh, I thought about the other thing. So Stu's pointing out about that BMW guy crippling his girlfriend. Rob says they aren't allowed in. Flatland says they'll be at the AA stand. Are they literally not allowed in? Because is that true, or is that just another jape? Because I'm quite interested to know what the hierarchy of it is. Because so surely it's still a Rover, but is it anything, or is it just stuff that's built at Longbridge and Cowley and the such? I don't know, you see. I really don't know. I've just happened to be in this crazy Rover MG thing. All that happened to me is I bought an MG and not an MX-5. And there I am. Oh, Rob's just being silly. We're hoping there were a bit of juicy beef content there. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, you're right, Black Lions. They are built by Tata. So it is an Indian company, isn't it, I think? Rob reassures us that if he does see any City Rovers, he'll get some footage with the commentary being mainly laughter. Even though they are shite, I'd still want one to strip out and make into a race car just for lols. Oh, Simone's here. Evening, Simone. Hope you're doing well. Simone says, "Hi, bye. I can't stay. I'm with friends for Pride of Longbridge tomorrow." Well, I hope you enjoy it, Simone. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. So think about me while you're spending your day walking around a muddy field having fun. If it's not raining, I'll be sat outside on some concrete starting on Henny's Wheel Arch, I think. Oh dear. So does anybody drink full fat soft drinks? And hang on, let me specify it more. Full fat, and by full fat I mean non-diet, cola drinks, and by cola drinks I mean Pepsi or Coke. This is an important question, and it goes back to what I said on your stream. Was it Wednesday, Rob? Yeah, proper Coke. Yeah, I call it full fat or proper Coke. Yeah, exactly, Black Lines. But yeah, so you've put Coke, so I assume you meant cola, Coca-Cola. Rob, controversially, doesn't drink cola full stop, okay? Interesting. Ooh, it is nice, that Black Lines. Yeah, it's like fermented, isn't it? Judge drinks improper Coke, but that's fine, Judge. That's not a question, is it? My question was, does anybody drink full fat, non-diet Coke or Pepsi? So thanks for telling me that, Judge. But one, I already will live with this, so I know, and two, it's not what I'm asking. Duh. Honestly. I'm just waiting to see if anybody says anything. Full fat Coke is life, so yes. Good one, Stu. Yeah. It's all, Black Line says, it's all too sweet for me nowadays. Once you cut a lot of sugar out of your diet, which I have, I find it impossible to eat most stuff. I can imagine that, to be honest, Black Lines. Now, the reason why I'm asking, and I don't know how many people are aware of this, but, well, actually, I'll go back a bit. I'm a Pepsi person. If I had to choose between Coke or Pepsi, I'd always go Pepsi. And it's all, I don't drink diet stuff. It's always the full sugar stuff. So, and I don't drink a lot of it, and that's why I allow myself to drink the full sugar stuff, because I might have, I don't know. I mean, it's regular. If we buy a 2 litre bottle of Pepsi, then after a week there's still half of it left, and it's gone flat because I've not drank any. Or if we get one of them, they come in 12 cans or 8 cans. Whichever one of them it is, the last us probably a month before I'll buy another one on there. So I don't drink much at all. So because I don't drink much, I enjoy the sugary ones, and I say, oh, I'll have the full sugary ones because I don't drink them much, and it's a lot nicer tasting to me. The thing that's recently happened is that Pepsi have reduced the sugar in their normal Pepsi to, I think it's about half or something what it used to have in before, and you can taste the difference. It tastes like diet Coke. Well, I can taste the dietness in it. So yeah, I can still taste it's got some sugar, but it's like halfway between full fat and Pepsi Max, and that's not what I want. I want full fat Pepsi, and apparently they're stopping making it. So now I am forced to start drinking Coke if I want sugary cola. So cherry Coke is now my drink of choice, although I prefer the carbonation of the Pepsi one because it seems to have a finer carbonation bubble than the Coke one. But anyway, there we go. Genevieve's here. Bonjour. I saw a blue Honda Prelude today. It makes me think of you, and here you are. Way, it's fate again. A Honda Prelude. So, what year? Because the Honda Preludes are, I don't know what's. I'm pretty sure they were the same models in America. I think. I might be wrong. But yeah, like I love Honda Preludes. The ones with the digital dash are my favourite, or the model after that. I don't know what years they were. It's like maybe late 80s, early 90s ones. And is it a car that you were looking to buy, Genevieve, or are you still I know, because you wanted a truck, didn't you? Forgot about that. Yeah, Prelude would be very good in snow like that. Happy Friday. Yeah, it is. Happy Friday. Okay. I've been looking out for any streams you've been doing. I've either missed them or not been particularly observant since I've been a bit poorly. But thank you for joining anyway. I hope you don't mind this nonsense that we're talking. Blackline says he had a 93 Prelude, a BB4 edition, 2.2 VTEC without the four-wheel steering. That sounds like the best one to have, because apparently the four-wheel steering can be a pain if it goes wrong, that is. Rob says you could do cola tasting as part of your live stream. Do they still make virgin cola? I don't know, actually, Rob. I remember when Asda used to do, is it Royal Cola they had for a bit? And that I didn't used to mind that, and that was dead cheap, and then they stopped doing that as well. Genevieve says, no, not to buy, it was on the highway. Ah, okay. My cousin likes Coke, although he had to go away for a while, Stu. Black Lines flies up a thing here. Can anyone remember Tab Clear? I wonder what happened to that. Is that the one that came in like plastic cans, and that's why they called it Clear? Because it was clear as well. Jennifer, I've not streamed since last week. I have no voice this week. Cannot articulate. Oh my God, the irony. I cannot articulate either the word articulate. Cannot articulate, feeling speechless. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I've had, well, me and Julie have had COVID since since end of last week on there, really. So yeah, I've not, this is my first stream since, did I do one on Saturday? I can't remember. It's all a blur. Everything from the beginning of this week onwards just been a fever dream. I hope you feel better soon, though, Genevieve, because yeah, it's horrible not having a voice. I didn't do myself any favors by singing a song at the beginning of this stream, and now I can't really talk that much. You can have to watch it on the replay and see if you can tell. Oh yeah, because nobody's guessed yet. You see if you can guess which band the song is by. You might know. I'm trying to think where the band's from. I'm pretty sure they might be nearer Canada than most other places, I think. Bad Books. Rob's what? He didn't say it was the Tubular Bells video he put out. What have I missed here? What's that in response to Bad Books? I'm what they call it? What's the word? Intrigued. Oh, Boaty likes Pepsi, the pop singer. Is that what we're talking about there? Cool. Yeah, check it out, Genevieve. Bad Books, you did a live 5 days ago. Did I? That'd make it Monday. Did I do one Monday? What did I talk about Monday? Oh yeah, because I was starting to feel better, weren't I? On Monday. Yeah. I think Monday was, I started to feel better Monday, and then I went back to work on Tuesday, and then I had to log off again Tuesday afternoon because I started feeling crap, and then Tuesday night I think my temperature Julie will back me up on this because I think we checked my temperature like 1,000 million times, and he's like, and it was like, I'm pretty sure it was nearly 39 at some point. Test live. Oh, was that the garage thing? Was that on Monday? Oh, that was that little thing, weren't it? Okay. Oh yeah, test garage. that didn't really work. No, there we go. The commitment I have to streaming nonsense on YouTube is that I'll do it even when I'm feeling crap, and that the nonsense is just terrible nonsense. But the idea was to test whether I could do a live stream in the garage or from the garage, and I can possibly, but I need to either switch to just mobile data and do it that way, or find a Wi-Fi extender. And is it really worth it just to be able to sit in garage and stream? I'm not sure it is. What I could do with doing is put in a big green screen that I've got up here, and then I can record these stream things, and then afterwards I can just superimpose anything in the background, like I could do one on side of a beach, or in an aeroplane hangar, or on the surface of the moon. I could do all sorts. Oh yeah, I'm glad that other people are making notes of my life and what I'm doing. Genevieve, do you get people sort of chasing you and pointing out when you did stuff on YouTube? I completely forget. Like when I do my videos going out, I sort of try and do 2 weeks in advance, and I always forget what video it is that's coming out next. So, actually, I don't know whether you've watched any of my back ones, Genevieve, but there are a few of them that I've called public information videos, and they're just they're about trolls. And the next one is tomorrow's another public information video about trolls. I think it's only like 10 minutes or something, so that should be funny. I've even done a cool intro and everything to it. Oh, cool. Yeah, exactly, Genevieve. It's like, when you just going off comments and stuff and going through things, it's kind of just a what's the word? I keep wanting to say inspired, but that's not what I'm thinking. Although it is the same sort of thing. Improvising type stuff. So yeah, it is difficult to remember what you've been on about. Oh, Rob's off to bed. He says, "Night all, early start tomorrow." Well, enjoy having all your fun. I hope you have a nice breakfast in the morning as well. A nice brummy breakfast, and look forward to seeing all your footage and stuff. Again, shame I can't be there, but it's not long now before we do our little weekend of content. Yeah, that's it. You improvise. Oh, Mark, you'll have to. I'm sure Rob will have his red MG body warmer on at least, and you've seen his face before. He's got Rob's face. If you see someone with Rob's face wearing Rob's clothes, that's how you'll know it's Rob. I think Rob's getting there before everybody as well, so you'll be turning up after him. So his car will already be on stand 22, and it's the X-Power Grey 260 with immaculate wheels. Oh dear. Well, we've been going nearly an hour. That's not too bad. I didn't think I'd make it through an hour. It's on there. What of those people that aren't going to project of Longbridge? Pride of Longbridge got going on this weekend. So I think I'm going to give Henny's Arch a start. So I'm going to try filling that in to start with. I'm sure there was something else I was looking at doing. Oh, you could do with that old classic. I could do with getting loads of crap out of garage and painting that and stuff. Just remembered, I'm sure I've got an old ZR alloy wheel at my dad's. Yeah, Mark. Hopefully not the grey 260 stuck in the middle of a field. Oh, Stu says, ironically, you'll be car shopping. What are you specifically looking for? Something interesting? Something not interesting? A toy? A non-toy? Black Lines, I plan on going to Burton upon Humber to have a nice walk around the park. I feel like I've not been out for ages unless I've been going to the supermarket. Is it like a routines thing, Black Lines? I feel that sometimes. Excuse me. I did see somebody on Facebook has just bought a diesel Streetwise, which I'm quite jealous of. I'd love a diesel Streetwise. I reckon we could chip that the same as Mustard's chipped Eric. That'd be cool. And then strip it out and put like bucket seats and stuff in it. I'd quite like that. A diesel Streetwise that's lowered and chipped. Maybe on some like crazy expensive, well, not expensive, but crazy alloys. Quite like Streetwise. Just for the nonsense caper of it. In fact, maybe what I should do is just keep putting. Oh no, so I wouldn't say underscores is a petrol one, I think. Yeah, it must be because he's on about head gasket problems. I still don't know how big Pride of Longbridge is. Some people said it's massive. Some people said it's not. It's not that big a place. So. Stu's looking for either a Subaru, Volvo, Saab, or Rover/MG. So very middle of the road. There's plenty of cheap Saabs about, but I don't know how well looked after they are. Cause it used to be the thing, didn't it, that Saabs were quite a good used car buy because the people that bought them could afford to maintain them, basically, and they were like sensible people that bought them. But I suppose since they've become cheaper because Saab aren't around anymore, then maybe they just get bought up by people that know that they're quick. Well, that's an interesting question to Genevieve there, actually. Did you or do you have Rover or MG in Canada? So I can't remember how much they tried to put things out across there. I don't think you did. Yeah, I don't think they were that successful at breaching that side of the Atlantic. Flipping heck. 2-litre turbo 9.5 and the tax was 675 quid. Blimmin' heck, that is quite a bit. My mate's got a it must be a 2-litre turbo 9.5. That's the hot aero ones. That'll be the same as that, won't it? But yeah, that is quite a big chunk, isn't it? Well, it's quite a big chunk. Yeah, I'm not after anything. I'd like a little diesel car to play with next. I need to get Henny started. Get Henny sorted out. Get her up and running. Get her all tidied up. Get her at least through one more MOT so I know exactly what needs doing and stuff. Yeah, I think it should be alright. She seems quite solid underneath. And there's only them rear trailing arms that were an advisory, so I need to take wheels off. I need to put a new set of rear discs on as well because we're not being used for ages. They've gone all pitted. Black Lion says, I wouldn't mind a Saab. I'm definitely feeling like I'm rapidly becoming someone who likes quirky cars nowadays. It's why I like driving my sleeker. There aren't many around now. That's true, Black Lions. My dad loves them sleekers. And I keep saying to him, if he likes them that much, he should try and get one now while prices aren't too crazy. I like the insides of Toyotas, and I like the orange letterings and stuff on them. I like that. It just feels nice. Hey, Pingu Concord's here. How's that doing, Simon? Hope you're feeling better, mate. Yeah, not too bad, to be honest. Getting there, not burning up. Unfortunately, still testing positive, so I'm at home this weekend. But yeah, doing good. Thank you. Stu says, "Do you want a diesel Astra?" No, not really. Although again, like I can't remember what mark it is. Is it Mark 4? I think I had one of them three-door hatchback Mark 4. I think is it Mark 4? Is it Mark 5? That must be Mark 4. They'll be all right to chuck about a track. Lots of people saying how much they like sleekers. Yeah, I agree with that, Black Lines. A lot of people hate on the sleeker interior, but I love it. It's probably the best driving position of any of the cars I've owned. It feels like you're in it instead of on it. Yeah, exactly. It's like the dashboard's quite sloped down into it, and the thing I like about Toyotas as well is the seats are always really well sculptured. Yeah, I've got a lot of love for them. I mean, if it was a sleeker or a Prelude, I'd go for a Prelude because I'm a bit of a Honda fan anyway. But sleeker's definitely close, definitely. Yeah, oh God, I'm always coming up with these stupid ideas. Like, I'd like a white uh, Toyota hot hatch, and then I'd paint it up like the initial D drift car with the black tofu shop symbols on it and stuff on there. But that's just me because I like doing daft stuff like that. And it is a bit predictable, I suppose, but it'd be cool to see it like a something that's not an AE86 with the tofu stuff on it. Tofu, not tofu. Tofu, because tofu sounds too much like them toffo sweets, and that'd be a whole level of like if I got a white Toyota and put toffo stickers on it, so that'd be a bit of a departure. Where I'd understand the joke, and maybe one other person might, or maybe all you guys that are in here, if you saw it, would understand it. Or maybe you don't understand what I'm going on about now. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll probably would watch this back and not understand. Pingu Concord. I have had and dismantled a few sleeker. Can't beat Toyota 90s quality. Stu says sleekers are massively underrated, I feel. Same for the third gen MR2. Ah, which ones? I can't remember which the third gen one is, and I don't want to search out on this computer because it's crap. It might just chuck me out of everything. Blackland says he'd love a 2ZZ swapped MR2. I don't know what I don't. I'm just not that much of a knowledge person. I assume a 2ZZ engine is like the Big Daddy Toyota fast, high powered Dubry. What's it thingy? There's a lot to be said for engine swaps and things in cars, but there's also a lot of people that are checkbook warriors, aren't they? Where they just pay someone else to do work and then claim that they did it. Like, oh, I've restored a 1950s whatever, and it turns out that what they did was they bought a shell, like a knackered old one, and just paid a restoration company to do it, which is fine if you ain't got the room or the space or the talent to do stuff, but you've got to do some of it yourself. Otherwise, what's the point? You might as well just buy a good one in first place. Stu's talking about boot space in sports cars, which is a misdemeanor anyway, isn't it? Although I don't know actually. I'm thinking there the boot in Margaret's quite good, considering it's sort of mid-engined. Are MGFs and TFs longer than MR2s then? Because MR2's mid-engined. And I know boot in an MR2 at the back's quite a lot smaller, I think, than MG1, if I'm remembering right. But I can't remember what's under front. I suppose there's a lot of people as well that that sort of specialise in 90s sports cars and stuff, isn't they? There's a place near a hotel that we stay in when we go to Julie's parents on the way down in Dover that specialise on importing sports cars and stuff, and they've always got Imprezas and things in. And I'm never allowed to buy any of them. Adam C did that with his MGB. Spent a fortune for specialists to do it, and he still wasn't happy with it. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just he's crackers, isn't it? Yeah, there's loads of people like that, and to be honest, in a way, it's good because that means whenever there's people that are willing to buy these things and pay other people to do them, not only is that a car that's kept on the road, but that's also an industry that's kept going. So in a way, it's a good thing for other people. But yeah, I prefer it when people are actually getting their hands dirty. Although, having said that, if I had loads of money, there's probably a few cars I'd buy and get someone else to do them up, and I'd just go and pick them up. Because I'd be busy doing other things, obviously. Pingu says, first and second generation MR2 had decent boots. They didn't bother booting the Gen 3 Roadster. I can't think what the third one, Mark 3, looks like. But Mark 1 was like the square one that was quite TJ and everything was square and on the dashboard and stuff. And the Mark 2 still had pop-up headlights, right? I'm not imagining that, am I? They all have pop-up headlights? The boot on the third Mark II MR2 is tiny and its sole purpose is to store the spare wheel. Ah. Mark III MR2. Oh, that's the one I thought was the Mark II. Oh, no. Yeah, I remember it now. Right, yeah. Yeah, the Mark III ones are a bit... I don't know, they're not... Yeah, they're alright, but yeah, they're not what I'd like from them. Yeah, Blackland, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no pop-ups. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? The no pop-up bit of it on there. But yeah, they look nice enough. I'm sure I watched a video somewhere ages ago where somebody had done one up as a track toy and got quite a big boost out of it. Whether it were any good like that, I've no idea. That seems to be another thing, doesn't it, with cars? It's like you can always make them more powerful, but you can't always make the chassis more capable. Oh, it was like a baby Porsche Boxster. The early Porsche Boxsters are nice, I think. But they're another thing. It's like, I don't know. It's like a weird thing. It's like expensive cars, for example. Like you see Ferraris, and Ferraris cost a fortune, and yeah, there's like so much money in them, and like I don't know, any expensive car. It's like you always imagine that when you see them, they're going to be like some like utter next level thing. But looking at them from like an engineering point of view and with like an engineering eye on them, they're just pretty much mass-ish produced things that they've got the same production techniques as some things and same sorts of pressings and same ways of things being bolted together and stuff in most cases. So they always just come across as being like, it's not that much better. It's just engines, isn't it? Engines and performance. Can you imagine if you had unbranded cars, if no car were allowed to have a brand and it all had to be sold via the same channels, and you didn't know where it was made or designed or anything? Can you imagine how much more level prices would be? Well, thank you everybody for joining. I think I'm going to wrap it up there because I'm getting a bit tired still. So it's been nice for everybody to join in and have a bit of a chat on the Pride of Longbridge evening for some folks. And yeah, thank you for coming along. For those that are going there tomorrow, have fun. Trevor can't be there. I got business cards printed and everything, so I'll have to hand them out soon. And yeah, we'll have some fun. Thanks, Blackline. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. So hopefully, well, I've said to Paul I'll nip over to his yard next week. So I need to at least be testing positive before then. So should be good to go from then. Thanks, Stu. Yeah, and just thanks everybody for joining in. And I shall put this over here now, so I can at least stand up and stop the stream. So thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Ta-ra! That's what she says. Ta-ra! Oh, it's not turning off. It is now. Bye!